Hello everyone, back with me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to Catechism for Kids. Today we're going to explore a very special book in the Bible, one that's like a secret map to living a happy and good life. It's called the Book of Wisdom. Did you know there's a whole book that teaches us how to be wise, kind, and close to God? Well, there is. The Book of Wisdom is one of 7 special books you'll find in Catholic Bibles that aren't in most Protestant Bibles. It's a real treasure chest of advice, showing us how to love what is good, turn away from foolishness, trust God's guidance, and live with purity, courage, and kindness. It reminds us that wisdom isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's a gift from God. When we ask for it, He helps us choose the right path, even when life feels confusing. Today, we'll learn what this book is, why it's special, what wisdom means in God's eyes, and how you can pray for it every day. The big lesson is this: true wisdom is all about letting God guide your heart. So, what is the Book of Wisdom all about? You can think of it as a special storybook in the Bible that helps us become God-smart. The main idea is that the most valuable treasure in the whole world isn't gold or toys or even being the strongest person, it's wisdom. Wisdom is like that secret map that helps us make the right choices and know God better. A key theme is that wisdom is a gift from God. The book is sometimes called the Wisdom of Solomon, and it reminds us of King Solomon. When God told Solomon he could have anything he wanted, he didn't ask for money or power. He asked for wisdom to lead God's people well. God was so happy with this choice that He gave Solomon wisdom and all the other good things too. The Book of Wisdom encourages us to ask God for this amazing gift. This special book also teaches us that wisdom guides our choices. It says there are 2 paths in life: the path of wisdom and the path of foolishness. The wise path means following God's rules, being kind, fair, and helping others. People on this path find true happiness and strength. The foolish path is being selfish, mean, or making bad choices because we only think about ourselves. As you can guess, that path leads to trouble. Wisdom acts like a shield or a strong wall, protecting us from things that might look fun but are actually harmful. It helps us see through traps and make choices that keep our hearts and minds healthy and safe. Most importantly, wisdom shows us God's love. It helps us see God's plan in everything, from the stars in the sky to the kind things people do. The book talks about how God always takes care of His people, just like He did when He led them out of Egypt in the story of the Exodus. Now, let's play a quick game to see if we understand. It's called Wise or Not Wise. I'll give you a situation, and you decide if the action is wise or not wise. Ready? First one. You finish all your chores before you start playing with your friends. Is that wise or not wise? That's wise. It shows responsibility. Okay, next one. Someone is being mean to a new kid at school and you join in. Wise or not wise? Definitely not wise. It's unkind and goes against God's call to love others. How about this one? You're confused about a homework problem, so you ask a grown-up for help. Wise or not wise? That's super wise. It's smart to ask for help when you're not sure what to do. Last one. You have a bag of your favorite treats and you choose to share them with your brother, even though you want them all for yourself. Wise or not wise? That's very wise. Sharing is a beautiful act of kindness and generosity. Great job, everyone. By thinking about these choices, we learn how to use God's wisdom in our everyday lives. Let's dive a little deeper into where this book came from. The Book of Wisdom is found in the Old Testament. It was probably written in Greek, not Hebrew, which tells us it came from a Jewish community living outside of Israel. Many scholars believe it was written in a big, bustling city called Alexandria in Egypt, about 100 years before Jesus was born. The Jewish people living there faced a lot of pressure to fit in and even to leave their faith. This book was written to give them courage and help them stay strong and faithful to God. The author is unknown, but the book is written as if King Solomon himself is speaking. This was a common way to share important teachings at the time. The writer wanted to show that true wisdom comes from God, not from the world around us. So, the book gives advice and comfort, praises those who stay faithful, even when life is hard, and reminds us that God sees everything. It encourages us to live with hope, trust, and a love for what is right. Now, what's the style of this book like? It's not a storybook like Genesis or a history book. The Book of Wisdom is written in a very poetic way. It uses beautiful language and clear images to teach its lessons. The words flow with a gentle rhythm, and many lines repeat ideas in a new way to help you remember them. It shares thoughts, advice, and prayers that speak to your mind and your heart. For example, wisdom is often described as a woman who calls out to people wanting to be found. She isn't hiding. She is ready to help anyone who looks for her. This image helps us think of wisdom as a warm, kind friend, or a guide who walks with us and helps us make good choices. The book also uses strong pictures to make its points, like light and darkness, life and death, the wise and the foolish. These images help the message stick in our minds. The style of the book invites us to slow down, stop, and think about what really matters in life. Although the Book of Wisdom doesn't have official titles for its sections, we can see three main parts. The first part, from chapters 1 to 5, talks about the reward of living a good and righteous life. It warns that wicked ways won't last, and reassures us that the souls of good people are at peace with God, even if they suffer on earth. The second part, from chapters 6 to 9, is a beautiful praise of wisdom. It describes wisdom as something far greater than riches or power. Here, the voice of Solomon asks God for the gift of wisdom to rule his people well. The third part, from chapter 10 to the end, looks back at the history of God's people. It shows how wisdom guided people like Adam, Noah, Abraham, and Moses. It compares how God helped the Israelites during the Exodus, while the Egyptians faced plagues. This pattern helps us see that wisdom isn't just an idea. It's been active in the lives of real people throughout all of history. So what does all of this have to do with us today? A lot. The Book of Wisdom may be ancient, but its message is timeless. We all live in a world filled with distractions, noise, and pressure to follow the wrong path. This book helps us slow down and think about what truly matters. It reminds us that real success isn't about money or being famous. It's about doing what is right and staying close to God. Wisdom helps us see clearly, guides us when we feel unsure or afraid, and gives us peace when the world feels confusing. For young people trying to find their place, the Book of Wisdom has a powerful message. God wants to give you direction. Wisdom is ready to help anyone who asks for it with a true and open heart. For Catholics, the ideas in this book connect perfectly with our teachings. The idea that wisdom is a gift from God, that God is just and fair, that our souls live on after we die, and that God is always with his people, all of these are central to our faith. The Book of Wisdom encourages us to live with purpose, faith, patience, and hope. It reminds us that God's truth is greater than anything the world can offer. You might even hear readings from the Book of Wisdom at Mass, especially during weekday liturgies, or even at funerals. The verses chosen often focus on God's justice and the peace that comes to those who are righteous. They offer great comfort, reminding us that the souls of our loved ones are safe with God. Hearing these words at Mass connects the Old Testament to our lives today, calling all of us, young and old, to walk in faith and trust God in all things. So let's remember the big lesson from the Book of Wisdom. True wisdom is a treasure from God. It's not just about knowing facts. It's about knowing God's love and letting it guide your heart. Ask God for wisdom every day, and he will help you find the path of kindness, courage, and peace. Thanks for joining me today on Catechism for Kids. I hope you learned something new and feel inspired. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more adventures in faith. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.